So, this is it. This is the video. This is why I would vote for Donald Trump. Because if he's the devil, I'm ready for you. We're fucking ready for you. And if he's not, we're ready for that too. There's no way in hell I would vote for a Democratic Party right now because they're not even lying. Their lies aren't even what I want to hear. So if Donald Trump's lies are lies, at least those are the lies I would prefer to hear. And if there are lies, we will kill him. We'll kill them all. And we're ready for the devil. If you're going to bring it, we're ready. So that's why I feel like I can't lose. Did I vote for Trump? No. Did I vote for Hillary? Hell no. Did I vote for Obama the first time? Yes. It's the only time I've ever voted. And of course I got swept up into the, he's black. I don't know who he is. I thought it was really strange that his name was Obama when we just killed an Osama bin Laden, but I wasn't paying attention to politics at all. We're not trained to pay attention to politics. We're trained to be entertained. And that's what I was doing. So all these years later, you know, when Trump and Hillary came up, I was like, oh God, I'm more mature. Maybe that has to do with me paying attention, but I also see like there's a lot of things in the world that need to be addressed and changed. But I could not vote for either one of them. I was just like, this is bad. And now it's even kind of worse, but not really, because I think that people are getting clarity. Because things are getting so bad, and the worse things get, the more clarity and unity we'll have. That's why I'm not afraid to vote for Trump, because if he betrays us and lies, which I don't think he will, I could be wrong. Who cares? I'm not afraid to be wrong. But you know, he says like he keeps his promises, and he kind of has. And you know, I'm not up there saying, "Oh, we love you, Trump." I'm up there saying, make a promise that you're not going to try to force vaccines on us. You know, like make some promises if that's what you're into. I understand that he can't do everything or he'd get killed. You know, no elected official is in charge. We are, so it's our responsibility. But I'm giving him my support, I guess. I don't know what the word is, because all we're doing is we're electing these people to speak for us. I'm not saying I want to hear what he thinks, because I don't think anything. I do think shit. We all do. We all know what we want, and we elect people. I mean, hopefully we do. But generally the idea is we know what we want, and we elect people to speak for us on our behalf. And I'm doing that because his what he talks about is more in alignment with what I perceive as good for the future. And obviously we're going to go past him, and we're going to continue to improve things. Like the things I want to do is, once we stabilize and get this new world order bullshit out of our system, you know, I want to get rid of the technocracy. I want to disconnect from the banks. I want to get super local. I want to get supernatural. And that's kind of where he's going with things. So he might not know everything, but at least he's like kind of opening the right doors. And I don't think it's just for election. Because I looked at what he just did for the last 4 years, and he pulled us out of the UN, and he pulled us out of the WHO, and people will freak out and say, oh, he gave Gates and Gabby all this money. Well, you can't just you can't just go around pissing people off. He has to give people a whole bunch of freaking money to not piss them off. And you know, there's a game that has to be played here. This is like high school. This is like serious game shit. So yeah, I'm not afraid to vote for him. If voting even matters, I think that the reason why I say it wouldn't matter is because of the fact that it could be rigged. You know, like there's just so much corruption. You know, so it's like, yeah, I want our votes to count. I think every single person's vote should count. And I think that there should be some regulations on like, you know, who gets to vote. Not just anyone, everyone, just because you're here. Like, you should like not have a criminal background. You should I don't know, I haven't really like laid it out, but you get where I'm going. Like, we need responsible voting, intelligent people. We don't need communists voting other communists into America. Hello, that's what's been happening. So that's why I've risen up in my own self, and many people have. And it's funny because I've met a lot of people that had voted for Trump that are like not so happy with him now, and then I've met a bunch of people that never considered Trump and are now about to vote for him. So we'll see what happens, but Democratic Party is definitely satanic. The New World Order is definitely satanic. I believe that Trump is aware of those things and is fighting those things for us, even though it's not on TV. See, TV is one show, but what's actually happening is another show. So you have to, look at all the different forms of information to get hopefully a clear picture. But yeah, so that's why I'm going to vote for him, and I'm definitely going to vote for Republicans because I definitely feel that we need some conservative minds. I'm not into socialism. I'm not into communism. I'm not into one world global systems. I believe that each country is interesting for what they are. And I think Americans are like cowboys and Indians, and that's what we need to be. And I think that Africa is Africans, and that's what they need to be. And Chinese people are agricultural, Chinese, amazing people, and that's what they should be. In Japan and Australia are indigenous, amazing people that love the earth, that are like hunter, like we all have different foods. Germany, Russia, like how cool are all these places independently? We don't need to smear them all over with one frickin' Bill Gates idea of Google World. Like we don't need that. We need independent creativity and expression, and then people are able to travel and people are able to go and check out these cultures, and if they feel inclined to move into one of them, they can do that too. I believe that we should have things like maximum capacities. Like we can't just all move to Hawaii. There's only a certain amount of people that are going to allow Hawaii to function in the standard that we want it to, and that should be decided everywhere. And then we should also notify people, hey guys, you might want to think about not having 9 children. We want to think about resources. We want to be smart, like talk to people, because people are intelligent. They are what you make them. And right now, for the last 70 plus whatever years, they've been working. There's been, groups of people, the same people that paid for Hitler. They want things to be a certain way. I guess to just say it, Rothschilds, like Hitler was a Rothschild. These people are bankers. These are the Satanists. And more. I mean, even Bill Gates is friends with them and is into these strange. That's why the whole energy and the whole idea is not human. It's anti-human. So I think that Trump is human, and I think that I don't necessarily love his hair, or it's not that bad, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not like adoring another human. I'm not loving his taste or even his lifestyle. I think his lifestyles, and I know he's not I could criticize him, but why? Hello, he's the best we have, and that's the situation that we're in. Because if it's not him, it's global world America, and it's going straight technological takeover. We're going to be AI, and they're just going to keep convincing all the emotional people that it's good for them. And they're just going to basically gray out the whole world and just make everybody into the same thing. And I'm not into it at all. And I think we have to take baby steps, and this is our step right now. And so I think that a lot of people that maybe get on the hate Trump, and actually I've noticed this too. I had an experience the other day with someone that I've known for 30 years, out of the blue. Like, I haven't even seen her in 20 years, and I haven't talked to her in like 10, but we're friends on Facebook. And she attacked me for posting a Fox News link, and then like sarcastically like reacted to a couple of my posts. And she was like, what's wrong with you? What happened to you? You're racist. This person's KKK. And then I was like, who talks to people this way? So I just like looked at her page and saw that she was like full blown. Her mom's white and her dad's black. And so she's just like fully blown into the whole narrative of like socialism, Black Lives Matter, racism, defund the police, and communism. And she's like totally promoting these things. And it's funny because it's like such a projection. She's like, what happened to you? Meanwhile, I'm like, well, actually, what happened to you? Anyways, I know this girl. So I can see how people subscribe. There's a certain insecurity, that's needed, an emptiness, an anger. And so, a lot of people are falling for that. A lot of people are just not even talking about the like New World Order. They're not talking about the satanic rituals. They're not talking about like, she kind of did know about the pedophilia and stuff, but to be caught off on narratives is what I'm saying, so many people are just caught in this like loop of Black Lives Matter, socialism, racism, and they don't realize that they're totally welcoming in communism. And like she might think she wants communism, but she doesn't know what communism is. None of them do. They're all in their heads. Because when you look and feel and you see the evidence, it doesn't work. It does not work. And so that's why I'm like, we need to get our independence back. We could even all have our own money. Every country could have their own money. And when you transfer over, when you go visit, you can transfer your money. And you may say, well, how do we find its value? How do we compare? We'll figure that out. This is our world. We don't owe money to aliens, guys. Sorry. We don't have to ever print another dollar bill for the rest of our lives. We could just say, oh, all you gotta do is do thumbs up. Who knows? We can create anything we want. But it's gotta be based in freedom. It's gotta be based in harmony with the natural world. It cannot be this insane technological hard Iron Man takeover. It's so Wizard of Oz, like the little dork behind the curtain is revealed, and it ain't Trump. So much of the media is blowing that, like he's the man behind the curtain, he's racist, but it's actually them. The people throwing that information and putting it on Trump are trying to, they're lying. They're trying to get people to think that it's Trump, but it's actually them. And that's what I learned. That's what I learned because that's what the New World Order is. That's what the satanic cult is. And it's Clinton, and it's Obama, and it's Biden, and it's Gates, and it's Soros, and it's the Rockefellers, and it's the Bilderbergs, and it's the Queen, and it's all the powers, the Rothschilds, the bankers. There's people that I don't know all of their names. Those are the most, repetitive ones. So we're gonna change it, and I think that also. I think that Putin is also against the New World Order. I think that Putin and I think Trump and others, but they're obviously the biggest world leaders. I think that there's a lot of people that don't want the New World Order, and that's who we're uniting right now, because the New World Order is the people that have a lot of money. And so that's why they're able to bribe people, and that's why it's all such a mess. So we have got to stop being subject to all the money. And that's kind of why Trump is successful, because he's not subject to the money so much, right? So yeah, it's not about I love Trump, go Trump, it's about I don't want socialism. I don't want the New World Order. And I think that this is the only way right now to ensure that that doesn't happen. See you later.